Hi folks, welcome to the channel and thanks for joining me. So today we're going to look at the SCT-34 stereo cassette deck by Realistic. So it's 1985, the technology race is on, everything's becoming smaller and more portable and feature packed. The CD player hadn't really reached its mass market status yet, but the 8-track players were really a thing of the past. Cassette decks had been big and clunky, and the race was on really to try and get the most value out of the stereo cassette before the CD player really took off. And so this particular model is from Realistic, which was sold in the UK in Tandy, which would have been overseas probably in Radio Shack. And it was really sold on several features. One is its relatively inexpensive price for the day, I think at around £60, $70, something like that. Also, it was touted as being really small, portable, could go on a bookshelf, all that kind of stuff. Also, it had several features with regard to the tapes. It had normal position, and there was chrome and metal position on the tape as well. So it should offer quite a nice quality of sound. So without further ado, let's open this one up and see if it's as good as it was ever supposed to be. So let's crack this open and see what's in here. Well, the box itself actually is in really nice condition, and there we go, custom manufactured for Radio Shack, a division of Tandy Corporation. So there we go then. Right, let's open this. A small box for a small unit. Now I do notice the plug. Now you see Corrie's branded plug. Don't see those very often. Those were the days. Right, I'll be super careful with this. Okay, so in here we also have the instruction book with the catalogue number, which I believe pertained to the advert that was in the press. So yep, again, Tandy SC34. And so here we go, here's the stats, with tape speed, of course, 4.75 centimetres per second, wow and flutter at 0.15, and weighs just under £3. So you've got RCA in and out, you've got a tape counter, and we've got the normal position, chrome and metal. And okay, left and right microphone jacks in as well. So stereo record, stereo playback. Marvellous. Okay, let's take a look at the unit. So here's the unit itself. Quite small and portable, as we know. And there you go, all the features are on the front. So you've got your 3-way switch there for normal, chrome and metal tape position. You've also got stereo microphones in, left and right mini jacks there. A little LED to show a record status, and indeed the tape counter set into the top in that rather delightful 1980s graphic there. And on the back we've got line in and line out RCAs, and this particular one is UK, so 240 volts at 50 hertz, 25 watt power consumption. So it's in lovely condition. Well, I think it might be nice to actually give it a little bit of a clean before we use it. We're not going to be able to do much right now until we sort this out, so we'll get a plug, we'll get that plug on there, and yeah, that's great. So let's just have a quick look at the heads. So yep, they look pretty clean, to be honest. The heads look clean. The pinch roller could do with a bit of a clean, but generally speaking, it's spent a lot of its time, I think, in its box and hasn't been used a lot. Certainly been stored or used with the door closed. You'd be amazed sometimes how filthy some of these can be inside, even when they look clean on the outside. So right, okay then, first thing we'll do is get a plug on and see how it sounds. This is crazy. It's like a bird's nest or something, isn't it? Wow, I mean, has that ever been anywhere near a screw? Most of it's been poking out, I think. And as for that, look at that, peeling back the insulation. That's just quality, that is. Crikey. Well, let's see. It's very, you know, look how easy the Look at the instructions on there for wiring up that old plug. Couldn't be much easier than that, surely. But yep, someone's managed to do a ham-fisted job of it. Gotta love the days before moulded plugs, hey. At least it's got a 3 amp fuse, so that'll be good. Well, the fuse is good, so let's get it plugged in. Right, well, I've just plugged it in. Obviously, I haven't put a tape in yet. We haven't cleaned the pinch roller or the heads anyway, and I don't want to get the tape dirty or snarled up until we know if it's working. And in any event, it's not hooked up to a stereo yet, so we wouldn't hear it anyways. What I will do, though, is just see whether or not it works. So play. Yep, that's turning. Okay, so we've got, you might be able to see the belt actually just turning away there, and that's not looking too clever, is it? That's proper wobbly, but it is still intact, which is something. Right, okay, let's just see if fast forward works. Yep, and again that's spinning okay. And rewind. Yeah, quite good actually, feels quite strong. So I've got no idea about the mechanism in this, whether it's geared or whether it's idler tires or anything like that. What I do know is the belts absolutely had it, so this would be a nice opportunity to get it apart. We'll also clean the pinch roller, and the capstan, you can see there, looks pretty grimy. So okay, without further ado, let's get this case open and see what we've got. So it looks like we've got 4 deeply inset screws plus possibly that one there. That may just be to hold the control board or input board from the other side, but we'll just see. I would imagine, given by the condition of this unit and the original packaging, and the fact indeed that the belt is in such poor condition, I would imagine this would be the first time this has ever been apart. I doubt it's been serviced before. Okay, well, it's playing ball so far. That's 4 screws. Not going to force anything. I'll take this one out. What's the worst that can happen? At the end of the day, we can always put that back in from the other side if we're in there. Anyways, there we go. Okay. Right. Let's get you a better view. So we've just had the one multi-plug off the power transformer, so that probably regulates the DC voltage onto the board. And here we are. So fairly simple. Okay, just looking at this mechanical linkage there for the record, the erase switch there. That's cool. And a simple circuit board there, which is for your your metal, chrome and normal position. So that'll feed the information onto the main board there. A quick interjection here. I just noticed whilst thumbing through the instruction book that one of the things it does is talk about cleaning the heads, which is marvellous, proper old school maintenance, but it even has the schematic diagram in there as well. So there we go. If ever we were in any doubt or needed to repair any of it, we know exactly what's what and where's where. And also I noticed it was dated to 15th of November 1985. So there we go then, that dates it rather nicely for us. Right, back to it. So there's actually 3 belts on this one. You've got the main drive belt there, your secondary belt, and also the counter belt. Now that's the one that looks like it was really suffering just now. This little fella's absolutely had it. Weirdly, the other two actually seem okay. There's some good tension, they look in good condition. They really don't look too bad, to be fair. So I'm going to let Sleeping Dogs lie with this. Quite often, as you know, regular followers to the channel will know I normally rip all these apart and then just replace the belts as a matter of course because I'm in here. Actually, they really aren't that bad, and I'm even in two minds as to whether or not to change the counter belt. I'll take all this out just to get hold of the counter belt. So I'll just put the casing screws to one side and let's have a look at this then. So I'm going straight in here, I think. Remove the mechanism. Right, that's the 4 corner posts to the tape mech. Will that work? Motor power is supplied via that one. Do you know what? I'm actually going to take the 2 out for the board as well. Thread that through the gap if I can. The whole thing's going to come out at this rate, I can see it, because we're probably now going to have to remove. Let's have a look. Well, I don't know, we might be all right. We might be all right. I was going to take this board away as well. In fact, do you know what? I think I might, yeah. Oh no, we're all right, we're okay. I was about to say I might have to take this board out as well, but yeah, we'll leave that switch in place, that's fine. And also the LED record light is in there as well. So there's the counter belt, that's basically had it. So we'll get a new one of those in a minute. So I'm just going to clean the heads real quick. Not too bad. Definitely some ferrite deposit on there. Better. And we'll do the capstan, of course, while we're here. We're not going to do a full strip down today. Quite often we'll take the whole thing apart, get the flywheel out, oil the motor spindle, all that kind of stuff. But to be honest, for today, we're just going to give this a gentle clean, because we want to hear how it sounds. Quite a nice unit to have around. It's very portable, it's very small. A couple of simple line outs to jack it into any stereo. It is quite handy, to be fair, but I don't really have any need for it. I just bought this to share with you guys on the channel, really, just to have a little poke around inside. That's fine, that feels okay. Good. And I'm going to leave it at that. So just going to find a belt for the counter and we'll get it all back together, I think. I found a belt that's about the right size, so I think we're just going to give it a go. That's the new counter belt on. Hopefully that's about the right tension. It's marginally smaller than the other one, but the other one was quite seriously stretched, to be fair, so We should be okay. We could clean that switch while we're here as well, just in case. Right, so the 4 cassette mech screws are in, the 2 board screws are back in, the counterbelt feels about right. Just going to bring the power lead back in. Okay, let's get these 4 screws back in. 5 screws in fact. Rightio, it's powered up, so let's put a tape in. And it seems to be turning strongly enough, so we'll stop that. Rewind. Yep. Fast forward. Lovely. There's no reason to suspect that wouldn't work. The belts were in really nice condition, to be fair. We did just change the counter belt though, so that's working nicely. Clean the heads, clean the capstan and the pinch roller, but other than that, she's good to go. So let's plug it in, see how it sounds. So here we go then. This will be a nice chance to test this out. I'm just in the studio at the moment and just going to record this now, going to digitize it to rip it to an MP3 so you'll be able to hear it on YouTube, although it won't be the best quality, but it'll be better than nothing. It'll give you a good idea of what's what with this. So let's just pop the door, drop a tape in, press play and see how it sounds. Okay, so doesn't sound too bad at all, to be fair. Now I recorded this particular one on, let me just turn this down a minute. I recorded this particular one, it's on a Chrome setting. If I switch it to normal, I don't know if that'll make any difference. Very minor, if any amendments at all to the sound there. So anyway, here's the cassette player in action. So that's working okay. We'll just pause it. Yep, and that works fine. And we'll rewind it. And fast forward. So everything's working perfectly. So that's good news. So what I thought I'd do then is just play a bit of music for you for a minute, so you can have a listen to the direct outs through the line inputs, line outputs on the back of the unit. Literally, it's just hooked up at the back there, straight into the digitizer, as it were. So we're just catching it as it's coming out, and no EQ or compression or anything like that. So hopefully you'll be able to get to enjoy this little SCT-34. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll leave you with the music, but please don't hesitate to subscribe and hit the bell for updates and more videos. We'll be testing out loads more vintage gear. But there we go. Thanks very much indeed for now. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Sunsets by the shoreline, gonna watch those burning skies. When I look up above and see the stars are shining, hold my breath, close my eyes. You may think it's the perfect thing to do, I guess it could be true. So today I've been making all the plans. Now I'm not with you. Photographs I I'm gonna take cities far and wide, memories I'm gonna make with a lover by my side. You may say that's the perfect way to be. Once, babe, I'd agree. There's so many places left to see. Now you're not with me. Party, at least that's what they say. Not gonna miss the lonely nights while you're on the neon lights, dancing the night away. Glass of wine, Italian restaurant, holding hands by candlelight. Cab home, a dress on the stairs, French kiss in the heat of the night. You may take me for granted, do what you wanna do, but don't worry, babe, 'cause I've got other plans. Now I'm not with you.